Wait, how do you think traditional gender roles in Japan impact both men and women? It's about gender equality.
Gender equality. In my opinion, I feel like Japan are more like patriarchy. So they kind of like value men more than women. Because right now I'm working in Japan, so normally it's so hard for women to get a raise and become like what's it called, like, you know, the head or the director of the team. It's so hard. It's nearly impossible. And also the salary in Japan for women, it's actually lower than the men. On top of that, I think in terms of like women, normally they would prefer to be housewife more than working. So like it's so hard to find women to become like a career woman. Yeah, they would prefer to have kids since young age and like just raising them at home, more like that. Is that answer your question? Sorry.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Do you have anything you want to add?
No, I'm just like travel here, so I don't have.
Been here for a week, so
okay.
I don't know like how the
Okay.
culture.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I think like I just want to add something about the sexual harassment. I feel like because like the guy here. Sorry, like for me, it's quite negative.
No, it's
Yeah,
fine.
no, it's
negative.
fine.
Sorry. Yeah, I feel like the guy here feel like they're above women. So there are a lot of cases that they're doing like a sexual harassment to women, like picture or maybe like touching, you know, like some sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Do you think culture is a barrier for achieving gender equality in Japan?
I really think actually because of the culture, that's why it's shaped them to be like this. Yeah. The reason, I think maybe I'm not quite sure. Like but like for me, I feel like just like what I said earlier, that they kind of like value men more than women because they know that like women actually in Asian to be in general, like but I think like people nowadays quite change, but yeah, I actually agree that like culture really shaped to be like this.
Okay. Do you think the government and education system do enough to teach about or address gender equality?
Oh, in that case, I'm not quite sure about like the job of the government, but so far, I don't think so. Like, I don't think so. Like this is what I heard from my, like I feel like right now they're trying to help women more, but like in a way it's not enough. Like as what I know, like so they're. Well, like I'm not quite sure as well, but this is what I heard, that like so many women still like fighting for their right. Like and so many women got laid off when they got pregnant. So so like so many company, they wouldn't like they would ask you first during the interview that like are you planning to get married soon? What's your plan? Are you planning to have kids? If you want to have kids, maybe we cannot help you with that. And some company, like even though you're like pregnant, how to say, you can take a leave and sometimes you cannot get the salary. It's like so I do think that like some law wouldn't enough, but I think they're trying to improve.
Okay. Do you encounter gender equality in your workspace?
Not really.
No?
Not really in my workspace. I'm actually working in Kyoto, so it's more traditional than I think than other prefectures. Wait, I cannot think of example right now. But for example, like just like what I say, like those who got picked to be the leader of the team, normally they're gonna be men, 100 women. Like I actually never, like all of my directors, like all my supervisors are all men, to be frank.
Okay. Where do you think they will benefit the most from a boost in gender equality, like a city, a field of work, or a company?
Change. Sorry, which one is that?
This one. Where
do you think they would benefit the most from? Where do you think they would benefit the most from? Oh, like which place that they can get the gender equality the most? Is that the case? A
Like
city, a
city.
field of work, company. What do you mean by a city?
You could just skip a question. Yeah.
should we just come to the next question?
Among all of these, I think a city. I'm not quite sure, but I don't think a gender equality is happening here. Even like trans like LGBTQ plus as well. Yeah.
Okay, if you would change anything in the Japanese society to promote gender equality, what would it be?
Oh, that is a big question.
Yeah.
You change. Oh my god, I think it people here are quite conservative because of the tradition, because they are like really following the tradition.
Yeah.
Like that. I think education and also media, because like in Japan the media is quite closed. They actually don't consume a lot of like Western media. They're only like, because like most of them, like not all, but most of them cannot speak English. So the media that they consume are from Japan media, and then everything already filtered for to be very traditional. Yeah, so I think like the question is how can we change, right? Maybe the media. I think media is very important. We are from Thailand. Actually, from Thailand, and I feel like because we're consuming so many media, like in Thailand is quite open, so society is very open. So I think media really shaped me and my cousins to be like more open. I think media is playing a huge role. Like for example, our parent generations and our generations perspective towards gender equality are totally different, because education. Yeah. Is that answer your question?
Yeah,
what inspired you to? Oh, fuck. More questions.
The topic is.
Sorry. How do you think traditional gender roles in Japan impact both men and women?
So we're talking about gender. Equality. Gender equality.
Gender equality.
Yeah.
I think it's more. I think the traditional gender roles is more remains in Japan than in other Western countries.
Okay, so there's still like a difference between the genders.
Yeah. So for example, so men works much longer than women.
Sorry?
Men tend to work much longer than women in Japan, or there are fewer women in STEM faculties. So natural science faculties.
Okay. Do you think culture is a barrier for achieving gender equality in Japan?
Yeah, I think so. Because in Japanese, in Japan, women.
Yeah, women and men are like very separate, like in culture.
So the difference I mentioned before is deeply affected by traditional culture. So,
okay. Yeah. All right. Do you think the government and education system do enough to teach about or address the gender equality?
I think they are trying to teach, but it's not enough to break the gender difference.
Okay. Yeah. So you think they should do more? Or?
I think they should. The government should do much more.
Okay.
First with the other two.
See, we have 10 minutes.
Do you encounter gender inequality in your workspace?
So I'm still a student.
Of course.
I go to a Japanese national university, but so there are much more men than women. So I think in Japan these women try to try to go to kind of prestigious universities.
Okay. Yeah. Where do you think they would benefit the most from a boost in gender equality? Such as workspace?
Oh,
Like
here. I think in the field of okay, I think in the field of governance, so government. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So if there are more women in the government, the policy which are kind to women is more likely to be enacted. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you could change anything in the Japanese society to promote gender equality, what would it be?
oh, so I think so when I start working after graduation, I try to go home earlier and spare more time in household chores or looking after my children.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah. Do you feel like the gender equality has changed in your parents in your or your parents' generation?
Oh. Yeah, I think so. Because for example, in the field of families, so there are more women who go to work than before.
Okay.
So and the inequality in working hours for household chores is
More equal.
yeah.
Yeah.
There are.
Yeah. Okay. Do you see the current situation in terms of gender equality as a problem in Japan?
Yeah, I think so. So there, for example, as I mentioned before, in the field of government, so there are many old men.
Yeah.
So
It should change.
yeah, it should be changed. So it should be more diverse.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do you feel like the traditional gender roles affect your personality? So masculine and feminine.
Oh, maybe. So I don't think so, because I'm I don't have. So for me, I don't have any problems about gender. So maybe maybe I'm maybe I think kind of advantage of so
Yeah. Okay. I can see it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
thank you so much.
So much.
So sorry for my